I remembered last week that I
said you wanted to change it.
Yeah, so I remembered. That's why I hesitated. Hey, what's going on, guys? Welcome to another episode of Life the Lost. I am Sam.
And I'm Megan.
And this is this week's podcast. Sorry, I kind of blanked on what I was going to say.
That's all right. And if you are new here, we are both adopted from Peru, but not at the same time. We're just first cousins, so... You know.
What?
Just kidding. I wanted to see your reaction.
Yeah.
And so I grew up in Minnesota. Sam grew up in New York City, and we're both in the city right now, New York City. And podcast is just talking about us talking about our life.
Yep. So that was a pretty wild day yesterday.
Yeah, I kind of want to talk about that, and I have another thing to talk about too.
All right. So where would you like to begin?
Well, let's talk about that first. The second thing I want to talk about is my younger sibling in Peru.
Okay.
What?
No, I don't know about this. So.
Yeah, I've purposely not been talking to you about it actually because I want to talk about it on here.
Makes sense.
But let's talk about yesterday. Let's just kind of debrief. We were checking out an apartment. We were looking at moving. Then straight from there, we biked downtown. I broke one of my rules, and I usually bike.
We were checking out an apartment.
Yeah.
Yeah, it wasn't that good.
No.
Yeah, I was looking out like it's to the back alleys of other apartments. I don't like that view.
Yeah,
so.
kind of being a little bit. We just know what we want, I guess. It's taking a little bit longer.
Yeah.
But anyways, we were biking downtown, and like I said, I kind of broke one of my rules, which is always just ride on one side, right? Either you're going along the east side of Manhattan or the west side by the river. And it's just easier. You're less prone to accidents. And we didn't do that. We rode all the way down, I don't know, Broadway or something.
Yeah.
In Amsterdam.
It like goes across. So we started on Amsterdam.
Yeah.
And then we kind of trailed to like Broadway, Amsterdam. And then, sorry, I have something a little in my throat. And then
Well, it doesn't really matter where we were.
But we were just going through avenues.
Yeah.
And it was just weird.
Yeah, and there was a little bit of construction, but it was kind of in the middle of the road. And they do have bike lanes, so we were in a bike lane, but there was a backhoe, which is a construction thing.
No, it was like a dump. It was like a truck. What is the thing called? Like
it's a backhoe.
Really?
Yeah,
oh,
one in the front and one in the back.
Yeah.
And like I went by it, but there's a lot of people, and Sam was behind me.
I was riding my bike, and then all of a sudden people came, like you said, and then I tried to maneuver away from them, but I guess I did, but I didn't account for my foot being the closest to the ground, and because of it, I overestimated the height of like the construction bucket handle with the little scoop things on the tip, and it cut between it, like pinched my ankle
between your bike and between the
and it was like literally like I have no idea why my ankle didn't shatter when that happened. I honestly think it's because it pinched it, but it like my heel of my shoe got into one side, and so the
kind of pushed it off.
The plastic kind of it was able to flex in more and more until my ankle was gone, and by then I was just kind of like, this really hurts, and like every millisecond that went by, it just increased and increased and increased and increased until literally I got halfway down the block, and I was just trying to call your name. I was like, yo.
Did you call my name a few times?
Yeah.
Oh shit, I just heard one big Megan, and I was like, oh shit.
Yeah, because I was like, I'm not.
You're like, you literally said I can't do this.
Yeah.
And I was like, what? To be honest, like the first thing that went to my mind, I thought you had to go to the bathroom severely bad. Like,
Oh.
remember when we were driving?
Oh man, that was horrible.
This is kind of just a really weird side note. I don't remember where we were. Massachusetts.
We were coming back from somewhere and it was nighttime.
It was nighttime,
We
and
were
this
in,
was
back
like
roads.
yeah, this was like the beginning kind of COVID. We had rented.
Yo, I
a
can't believe we
car.
stayed in a barn.
I know, that's another story. But we had rented a car, and Sam. Oh, we were fishing for the day, and so you had spicy tuna in those packets.
Oh yeah,
It's like Frank's hot spicy tuna in
that
those
was wonderful.
blue-
I enjoyed that. I hope it was that day. Well, not hopefully. It was a mix, right? Because we ended up getting a ticket.
Yeah,
But
I
it was
mean,
nice. It was nice, like just chilling, like with the door open, like
Yeah.
seeing the beach and like people and like families, and we were eating, and we were taking a break, I think, from fishing.
Yeah.
We were at another place earlier in the day, and then then we ate, and then I think we went fishing, or
We just bounce around usually when we go fishing.
yeah.
Just kind of explore, just to scout out places. But we were on our way home, and that Frank's Red Hot had
It
caught
was
up to
good.
Sam.
It was good. Yeah, and then I remember needing a bathroom and just like debating whether or not I just like take a crap on the side of the road.
In the woods, because we were in a very wooded
I was like,
area.
but it was night, so I got to try. I was like, what am I?
The problem
my
was it
bathroom?
was in a desolate area. There were no restaurants.
You couldn't even turn off. It felt like
Yeah.
it, like you couldn't even. Yeah, it was just not even just parts of the side. It was like a one-way street or something.
But going back to the story, like that's you. The way you said my name just reminded me of that day. So I instantly thought, oh my god, he has to go to the bathroom. So you had thrown your bike on the ground, and we were right in front of a restaurant.
Yeah.
And then you're like, I don't know, I don't remember what you said because I just started panicking, and then you just lifted up your pant leg, and it didn't look good. So I ran into the restaurant to try to get ice, and then I have I'm always like worst case scenario kind of person, so I have like this first aid kit kind of.
Yeah, that was like really clutch.
Yeah, in my backpack. So I just quickly like got all this stuff out and tried to clean it. But what made me nervous is that this was a construction, site, and that it was metal, and you're in New York City. Things are rusty. He's bleeding.
Yeah, you brought it up to me, and I was like, it should be fine. And then you're like,
I was
are
like,
you sure?
when's the
And
last
I'm
time
like,
you had your tetanus
wait,
shot?
am I sure?
Then I called
Yeah,
your mom, and
yeah.
she said it's been more than 10 years.
And I was like, oh shit.
But you didn't want to go. We had to go take care of
Yeah.
something first. So we took care of that. And then I had called an urgent care, and they're like, oh, it's just a 10-minute wait, da-da-da. And then we had gone, well, you didn't want to go.
Yeah,
I was
I
trying
was-
so hard. We went to CVS. You're like, it's okay. I'll just like patch it up. And you started looking up what happens if you
It's
get like tetanus.
If I get locked jaw in 4 days,
Yeah.
just beware.
And I was like, I'm not, that's so much
And then
anxiety.
you're like, are you sure you don't want to go? And I'm like, all right, maybe I.
But
maybe
then
I
you
should
just
go.
stood there, and then you listened to a video about it.
Yeah.
And then that was like I think you're.
I was like, fuck it. You know what I thought of? I was just like, you know what I actually thought of that convinced me to go? I was just like, if Maya could do it, like I can too. Like, sorry, I'm saying like a lot. I'm consistently trying to live my life as an example for her, and in mentality, even if she wasn't there, it was
Yeah.
the principle of me buckling down and doing something that is the better. It's more responsible of me to do that than just to take my chances going home and just hoping to, like, some miracle, even though it said it was rare, that it wouldn't develop. And there's the thought of like where that construction thing has been, I was like, ugh, fuck. And then I just ended up buckling and just deciding to go.
But things didn't go so smoothly in the doctor's office.
Yeah, because I got there, it was a little bit hectic to find, and then I got there and the guy was kind of giving me a hard time.
Yeah. He just seemed like he didn't want his job, but I'm more talking about what happened when you got into the room with the doctor and the nurse.
Oh yeah, so part of the reason why I didn't want to go was because I don't like shots
Or needles.
and I don't know where this fear has grown, but it has. And so when I went in to see the two doctors, and when the first doctor came out and said Sam, and I'm saying, yep, that's me. So I go into the doctor's office, and she's telling me, what happened, asking me, and I told her that I got cut by a bulldozer and I didn't know if it was rusty. And she said, I'm trying to remember what she said. She said, "Oh, you're probably gonna need a tetanus shot." And I'm like, "Shit, I don't want a tetanus shot." Like I like
you knew you were there for that.
Yeah, the panic was growing, and then the doctor comes in, and then the doctor kind of asked me to repeat again what happened. I told him I got cut by a construction thing, and it, haven't had a tetanus shot in over 10 years, so I think I might need a new one. And then the doctor proceeded to, I literally was telling her this, and then all of a sudden I saw the squirt of the needle, and I got really scared, and my hands started to sweat, and I started to stutter a little bit, saying like, "Oh God, that's like a big needle." And
you dropped
like,
your phone?
Yeah, I was about to say like, "Oh my God, that's a big," and then literally mid statement, my phone fell, and the nurse that was standing there was just like, "Whoops, oh," kind of like you're a little nervous there, huh? Like,
yeah.
Whoa, okay. And I was like, "Oh no. That was a drop. Like that was a coincidence. That wasn't at all because I was nervous, but I'm like, but I am nervous," and I'm like, "Oh gosh, like." Oh, okay, it's gonna hurt. And then that's when it tipped off that nurse, and the nurse is like, "Are you scared of needles?" And then that got me even more scared. And I'm like, "Yeah, I am." And she's like, "Oh God, okay, we're gonna like lay you back, and we're gonna put the thing up." And then the other doctor's like, "No, it's all right. He seems like a strong guy. He'll handle it." And I'm like, "Yeah, no, I think I will handle it." And then she was getting close, and I got a little tense, and she said, Okay. So, what do you? Why are you coming down here? And I was like, "Oh, I was just going down to the bank to to get a new debit card," and then it was over. And then I told the doctor, I'm like a pretty like nervous person, and I think too much about what I'm gonna say to people, and then I end up getting in a word jumble, and I come off like very unsure of myself, and so. Right after I got the shot, I said exactly how I felt. And I just said, "Whoa," like I severely overhyped that. And like they both started laughing. And I was just like, felt good because one, I like made them laugh, and I enjoy making people like feel better. Mm-hmm. And it felt good because I didn't, for the first time in a long time, I didn't think about what I was going to say, and I just said it. And to get that validation for that, I guess, authenticity in myself made me feel kind of good. Mm-hmm. And but then I got mad awkward because I was thinking about it again too much, and then I was like, "Okay, like, well, take care." And they're like, "All right, bye." And I kind of just like awkwardly left. And then I came over to you, and I was feeling, I don't know if you realized how I was acting, but I was like really freaking flustered.
You said that too when you came up to me. That's one of the first things you said.
Did I look like nervous or something? Because I felt like so like.
I don't know how you looked. It was just a different kind of panic. You looked a little panicked. You look like we need to leave now. And you did say, you actually said that. I believe something around those lines of like, "I'm really flustered right now."
Yeah,
I thought
was
something
shaking.
happened.
Like the shaking got worse when as I was walking to you.
Really?
Like when I was picking up my jacket to put on, I was like, kind of like, just calm down, dude.
Yeah.
And yeah.
And you got out and put your shirt on, and then we head out.
Yeah. And then.
Well, what I kind of wanted to do was eat downtown and just like kind of chill for a bit. But I think because that happened, after that, you couldn't ride your bike. So we had to take a car to the bank and figure a few things out. And then it was kind of a very panicked moment, a very like worrisome. I didn't really know how, because your ankle started swelling up really bad. But then we had turned the corner, and there was a cute little pet. What was it? PetSmart?
It was a PetSmart, but there was like I think it was like ASPC adoption trucks there with like dogs, and I was like, so.
And this is how we got Oreo second.
Yeah,
dog.
I was like, I don't know, like it's a mad weird feeling. It's like when you see dogs, you're like ready to like fall in love with the dog, like unintentionally, like.
And we saw a puppy there too.
That gray puppy.
A little bit, yeah.
But did you see that other puppy that was
being held by somebody? Yeah. All the puppies, I'm sure, really went
They
fast.
probably were gone, yeah.
But anyways, we stopped there. It was Oreo's birthday on Saturday, so we got him a few things. We got him.
Can't believe he's won.
I know. A little. What is that called? Like a
Tasmanian.
tag. Yeah, little tag.
Oh yeah, name tag, like all dogs have.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was a life moment. Because has he had a name tag?
Remember I got him one and I put his whole name on it, but it was spelled back wrong.
No way.
Remember we decided his middle name was Rosie.
Oh yeah.
And I accidentally did Y, and we decided it was going to be Rosie instead of just a Y. Yeah.
Oh, that's a good call. I forgot his middle name.
Yeah, but I like how we did it on this one because it's just Oreo. And I've been noticing when I'm walking with him and I see other dogs and I know what their name is, it's kind of easier to communicate with them and the handler. And yeah, and then you were really strong and you decided to bike home.
Yeah.
So that was nice.
I was a little like shell shocked, like PTSD, like, oh gosh, like I was very mindful of my feet.
But then on our way home, our electric bike didn't work, and so Sam had to exchange it, and the electric bikes were on the sidewalk. So Sam was kind of riding his bike slowly on the sidewalk so we can get to the street. Mm-hmm. Our goal was to get onto the a bike path.
To go down to Riverside and take the bike path all the way up.
Yeah, and so while we were there, somebody got in your face.
Well, yeah, because so after I got the bike, I decided there was no way I could fit between two cars. The cars were really tightly parked. And so I was riding the bike kind of slowly. I was riding it, like, gotta be honest, but slowly, very slowly, very aware of my like surroundings. And as I was turning, because there was a fire hydrant and I was going to go back into the road, somebody from my left-hand side, this older lady, said to get off the fucking street. And I was very taken back by it. So instead of me going back into the street, I just slowed down a little because I wanted to hear what they had to say again. And then I think she said, like, didn't you hear me? Like, get the fuck off the street.
Off the sidewalk.
Yeah, off the sidewalk. And I'm like, in my mind, I'm just like, look, I just got this bike. I am literally, that's exactly what I'm trying to do. Get onto the street and right off the sidewalk. Like, I don't know why the New York City bike decided to put the bike thing on the sidewalk and not like on a bike path. So I'm not even sure why it's even there in general. Yeah. And so I'm just doing my own thing, being very mindful. And she said that. And I literally just didn't want to explain any of that to her. And I just said, look, you need to mind yours. Like, you need to mind your own, I think I said. And she was just like, excuse me, what the fuck did you say? And at that point, I'm just like, all right, maybe that wasn't the best thing to say to her. I'm just gonna F it. I'm just gonna walk away because, like, you know, there's no reasoning with her. She obviously
mad.
Yeah, very mad. And I guess I didn't. Maybe I shouldn't have said that. Maybe I antagonized her. But in my mind, I'm just like, I just said it as the best neutral thing I could say because I'm bothered that you're telling me something that I already know, and it's whatever. I was kind of upset too. Like, why are you cursing at me? Like, what? Like,
she
Jesus,
was loud.
It was so
because
mean.
I was on the street and I didn't need to transfer bikes, so I was on the street and I heard her screaming, but I didn't know what it was. But by the time I caught up to you, I had purposely gone on the sidewalk because I was like, what's going on? And then I heard her say, like, call you names under her breath.
Yeah, she was muttering the whole time. She's like, yeah, like, like, fucking idiot, don't listen to me, some shit. Like, I was like, oh my
And it was
God.
ridiculous because this was literally, like, within 10 feet of the corner. So it's, like, when I say corner, I mean the intersection to get onto the street. So, so I'm thinking about so many things that happened yesterday. While we were there, I had got back on and I went a little bit in front of her, but by then I was kind of walking the bike a little bit. I wasn't really riding it. And she starts screaming at me. But first I had kind of like started it. I was like, excuse me? Because she was still calling you names. And like, I don't know, when like somebody messes with you or Maya or Oreo, I get so defensive fast. And my thought process isn't necessarily there to like calm myself down. So I had like yelled at her and said like, excuse me. And I turned around to her and she got in my face and she's like, look at my eye. And I was like, what the fuck? We are way too close to each other. And she's like, look. And she's like opening her eye. And I don't know if it's like she can't see. I don't know. It just was really scary. I was really scared because I'm like, yo, you're about to kiss me. And And she's like, a biker hit me on the sidewalk once. And I'm like, but I'm not biking though. I'm literally walking the bike. I was like, I'm not even next to you, which I don't know why I said that, because we were so close to each other. And like there was a crowd of people like right next to me. And I was like, Megan, you're an idiot for saying you're not next to her. Like you purposely went by her so you could assess the situation. And then by then she was just cursing at me and saying all this shit. And I was like, this escalated a little too quickly. And
Yeah,
we took off.
Yeah, I was like, let's just go home.
Yeah.
No. And then I'm like, all right, like I'm trying to like get out of the moment, right? So I'm like literally just, I look down and I'm just like picking a song, and literally this like this Mexican dude this like bigger guy. Why I'm laughing is because literally I just well, that was weird. I just opened I just look up and I see this Mexican guy right in front of me, and literally I saw him jump out of his like skin a little bit, because he knew that I knew I did not see him coming. So he knew if he didn't jump out of the way, he would have dead ass gotten hit and I couldn't have done anything. So he did, and I saw his eyes widen and he's like, oh, and he jumped. I've never seen such a big man move that quick. Yeah, because I was like, oh my God, if he didn't do that, I would have been horrified that I hit him. And so I screamed like, I'm so sorry.
Yeah.
And I'm like, yo, I gotta get out of here.
Because by then we were just trying to we were on an avenue. We were trying to get
off to the riverside.
Yeah. But it was crazy because that was the second time that happened. Somebody else had just started to run. They darted into the street and you almost hit them, and then I almost hit it. It was another person.
No. You almost hit him.
Yeah.
Because I remember saying to the guy, because, you know, I don't want to upset him, but I was like, yo, like, I'm so sorry.
No. There was a person before that. Don't you remember? Who darted into the street. He was actually walking in the middle of the street and then tried to turn off. The person,
I think so. But there were two.
Yeah, that had happened twice.
No, the guy at the pizza stop.
There were two people.
And then the Mexican guy.
Oh.
So then there were three?
I don't remember. No, there's two. I didn't know the guy with the pizza. Is that who darted in?
Yeah. He ran to his car, I think.
You're very observant. When I see people, I just see like their face right away, and then I'm trying not to.
I know, it's really funny. It's like how you in general maybe perceive things. Maybe I might not be.
Yeah,
right?
I totally.
But you look at very specific features, I think, of things or of ideas or of words or of people's names.
And I hold on to that and don't remember the rest.
Yeah, I on the other hand see everything at a wide end lens, because I noticed that he had
everything
at a
wide lens, but can't see anything.
a jean jacket, you know, like he was walking to his car. The person behind him, they were a couple, and they were like they were taking pictures of their pizza as if like, I guess they got like they had a lot of stuff. And so I was just like watching this all go down and like saying I'm sorry. And then, but like my Achilles heel is that when I'm looking at like a phone, that's all I see. Yeah. I'm not.
But I never do, just because I'm in the city. And I'm probably just because I'm new to the city, so I'm very observant. And when I have my phone, it's like I'm stopped.
Yeah.
Because there's way too many things happening, and I've seen too many car accidents in the city. It's not worth it. But then we get home, and it's like, you know, it's pretty chill. We had just beat the rain. It started to pour right after. It's pretty chilly.
It was kind of nice, though. I like that. Sunny, then rain, sunny, then looks like it was gonna rain, then it just got blue skies.
Yeah, it was interesting. I got home.
Oh yeah, and everything was like kind of like finally we got home, and then we're cleaning up the house. Yeah, cooking, and then Laka decided to.
Laka is Sam's like 13-year-old Boston Terrier.
Yeah.
He's blind.
Yeah, for those who know me, that was my dog. So it's the family dog, and he's blind, and he was walking in the kitchen, and Oreo was paying attention to thinking he was going to get food from either one of us.
He was just sitting nicely.
Yeah, and next thing you know, Laka's head just like unknowingly just touches Oreo's leg, and then just jumps and bites like a ferocious like wolf, like, and he caught Oreo for once. He never catches Oreo, but Oreo got caught off guard, and he bit down so hard and he would not let go, and Oreo was screeching and like yelping, and it was like the most intensely terrifying like scene that went down. And
I was trying to get Laka off Oreo, and I couldn't, because I was just literally, I had one hand on Oreo and then I had the other hand trying to push Laka off, but he wouldn't get off, and it was like I didn't know what to do, so I screamed at the top of my lungs and I just said, get off him. And I think because I screamed so loud, maybe Laka got like a little shook, but he finally got off him. But it was a disgusting feeling of like literally trying to pull somebody off somebody, and they're biting them, so you can like feel the tension of like somebody's skin and bone being like pulled, and that like made me so sad. And then he finally got off, and I screamed at
isn't
you.
it kind of like a like interesting perspective, those videos you kind of see of like on TikTok of owners defending their dogs, or being scared that something like a bear or a mountain lion is gonna attack it, or an eagle, like, get off my dog. Yeah. That was the most terrifying.
It was horrifying.
Feeling.
And I screamed at you. I was like, get him out of here. And I just like sat on the ground with Oreo, and I just like held him, and I started crying because I was just felt like so, I did not want to look at his leg. I was like, fuck this. Like, I've seen Oreo get hurt too many times, like get bloody, and I am just like, I'm over it. And I was just like, I can't do it. And you came in and you're like, are you okay? Or is he okay? It says, what does his leg look like? And I started crying even more.
I was very concerned how to approach the situation. Yeah. Tension was thick.
Yeah, because it's hard. It's like they're both. The only reason they don't get along is because Laka's very defensive of like he doesn't know where he
can't see, and he doesn't know what he's looking at. And
we brought Oreo in as a puppy. We didn't think it was going to be that crazy. In the beginning, it wasn't. You know, they used to play tug of war, but I think I don't know what it is now. That was the first time anything that severe has happened.
Maybe because he's getting older and his hormones are getting more intense.
Oreo?
Yeah.
Yeah. Sorry. Laka's hormones are probably like very
depleted.
low.
Yeah. I mean, he has a thyroid problem.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, but it was all right. But I think that there wasn't any broken skin, which I was very grateful for.
Yeah, Oreo's skin is very thick.
Yeah. That was nice, just knowing that he wasn't bleeding. And then we all just kind of hung out for a bit. But I think just because of the day had just, it was very frantic. It was very emotional. I was very horrified about your ankle. I was very horrified about like the doctor, because I knew you were nervous. I couldn't come in with you. I was worried about us coming back. I was worried. But
I was surprised, by the way, going back to that the needle didn't hurt. It like didn't hurt at all.
I'm glad.
It was so weird. Like, it was scary weird. Like, why didn't it hurt?
Were you worried because it was a long needle, or was it a thick needle?
Thick and long.
Oh, weird.
I was terrified.
Maybe did they rub anything on your arm before?
No.
Then? Oh, weird.
And I'm like, what is wrong with my body?
But that's also where you kind of had a tattoo. So do you think it's a little number?
No.
No? I don't know if that's like even logical to say, but that is really odd.
I know.
But I think, remember we talked about this last night, because you've been in so much pain lately, things like that. It's just.
Yeah, but it's not proven, but maybe.
No, but I think, you know.
Yeah, I've been having a lot of neck pain because of the consistent long-term time I spend at my computer from doing work and working on my music. It's very intense sitting down computer work.
Mm-hmm. And I think, to be honest, a lot of it is stress.
Yeah, and I need to stretch more. That's probably.
You gotta go to chiropractors coming up this week.
So.
Oh no, next week.
It's all right.
Yeah.
But
it just took a lot, I think, out of us yesterday.
Yeah.
But I mean, those are good problems to have, to be honest. I don't want to like start complaining about like it wasn't crazy.
Yeah, and I'm not complaining at all about my neck pain. Yeah. I would do it all again. I would trade exactly that neck pain for really good production and, you know, really cool music making. So.
And the best thing is you're working on it. You're gonna try to fix it. So.
Yeah.
That's a good thing. And so Friday was kind of transitioning here. Friday was my little sister's birthday in Peru, and her name's Roxana. She is, I don't know what's wrong with her. She can't speak on her own. She can't do a lot of things on her own. One thing I noticed when I went down there, she has this really big gash on her forehead. And I was told she fell down cement stairs as a newborn, like pretty young,
I fell down the stairs.
I remember
metal
that.
stairs.
Yeah, I remember that.
Ooh. Looked like Chucky falling down the stairs. I'm not even kidding.
That's horrible. Like a doll.
Yes.
Yeah.
It was the scariest feeling I've ever had in my entire life. I did not take one step. I jumped like 10 steps down straight.
I could totally see.
And I felt as though I like did a somersault, picked her up mid somersault and like held her like, are you okay? And she was crying, and I remember like holding on to me when I put her to my shoulder. And then I brought her upstairs and put some ice on her and gave her a little cake. And I think she was okay. She did have a lump for a few days on her forehead, but we took her to the doctor and everything was okay.
That's so scary.
She was a tank. She
still is a pretty big tank.
Yeah. Anyway, sorry.
No, it's okay.
Moving on.
But they had just said she had fell down these cement stairs and she has a big, huge gash. So I'm assuming that whatever she hit, whether it was the stairs or something after that, it really dug into her head, because there's a gash and kind of like a severe mark. I don't even know how to explain it, I guess, kind of like almost like a divot in her head. So they weren't sure if she was born like that or if that
Do you know
happened.
in some cultures they actually shape their head, and that's so strange.
Yeah.
They make their head look like a pill.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
I know I was seeing things about like necks, shaping necks.
Oh, they can do that
like
too.
Yeah.
But the head that's something interesting. They can shape the brain.
Have you seen feet? Have you seen the? I think
They do that with feet too.
Feet.
It's just fucking
interesting.
I mean, it
reminds me of a pumpkin. They grow pumpkins in California, and they have these crazy shapes and cutouts, kind of like a stencil thing that goes around it. And the pumpkin grows to the shape. So there's like Frankenstein and all these things, and then they literally unscrew it, and it's in that shape. I was always curious. I was like, how'd they do that? But sorry, digress very far. Anyways, it was her birthday, and I was talking to my therapist this week because I knew my sister's birthday was coming up, and
that sister, the one who you're talking about with the gash.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
It's her birthday.
Because you have two sisters.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it kind of bummed me out while I was talking I didn't really, here's the thing, my intention about talking about my sister wasn't like, I'm sad or anything. I just knew I needed to bring it up because I knew that it's been in the back of my head. And something that has been kind of bothering me is when I call my family, they're not showing me her. And it'll be early in the morning, and I know she sleeps in based on experience that I've spent with her. They're like, no, she's sleeping. No, she's doing this. But because she can't do things on her own, sometimes I get hesitant. And so while I was talking to my therapist, I just had given her like what I had just said, a little bit about her, about how I have a really hard time with my family, because when I went down there, I saw a lot of whip marks, bruises, and maybe burn marks from like cigarettes on her legs.
Oh my goodness.
And arms. And when I had asked about it, because I found the whip when I was in Peru in my mom's kitchen, and they were all playing, like joking around, like, I'm gonna whip you if you like do this, but they're kidding.
But they actually like hit it mad like efficiently.
With her, they actually whip her if she doesn't do something that they want her to. But the thing is, she's not all there, and I don't know what it is. I have a feeling it had to do with the head, but it's frustrating because there's part of her that is there. And when I say that, it's because we had gotten her ready for bed one night, and she had taken her clothes off and put her pajamas on and like did everything so meticulously. Like she had folded her socks and put them into her shoes, and she had properly done all of this stuff. She has these steps that she likes to do it and then push them under her bed. And you could just tell there's something, like she's there. She just needs some kind of guidance or somebody to kind of help her through her daily, practices.
Yeah. I mean, you have to wonder too, because, well, maybe, I don't know, but I'd hope to think that in like, mental facilities here, like people facilities to help people with mentally
Like
challenged, yeah, individuals, that they help them learn if they want. But the fact that, I guess my point being is that maybe like she wasn't
Well, one, they're not going to
cultivated
afford
like that.
Two,
No, I'm just saying, like, in that way where it's like that's maybe why you didn't see the mental progression grow more than it could have been if
specifically because nobody has time. Everybody's
yeah,
trying to make
no.
money and trying to pay
I
a
know.
living.
I was just the reasoning why, I guess, for why you think that maybe she isn't where she, because you were saying that not all of her's there, but maybe that's just due to a lack of knowledge within her.
I don't know.
Not saying that she could get to like a normal like level, but just maybe a little bit more.
I think that if somebody
herself.
literally was able to spend a few hours with her every day and to help her do certain things, like when I was there, she wouldn't even wash her hands after she went to the bathroom. So then we started doing that. I'd bring her to go. I'd do this. Like I'd put my hands together and like, okay, let's go wash her hands, and she would go. But because nobody literally does that with her, she doesn't. So we would do these little games together and we'd do these things, and it would help her. I'm not a doctor. I'm not anybody trained in this. I was just trying to, like, this is going to sound bad, but try to do like hand gestures like a dog, try to like get to her in the most basic ways. And it was super helpful.
But that's nice, because that's like what teaching is, right? You do that to like small children. And, if somebody maybe has that level, which is okay, that's where you start, and you can always go all as high as this, however high their ceiling is, or which is nice, because I guess it's nice too that you're able to see certain things that you would teach her and she would learn and she would understand.
And it's hard because you have to leave, so it's not like I could do too much, and who knows if they uphold any of that. But what bothered me there is that they would call her fat all the time, and they wouldn't give her a lot of food because they'd call her fat, and it just bothered me because I'm like, why don't you guys take her out on walks? You guys like dictate every single thing that she does, like it's not fair that you get to call her these names and you don't help her in any kind of way. She has whips and like whip marks on her. It's just like disgusting, to be honest, like, and it's shameful, and I don't really talk about it a lot, and I think about her all the time. But something I've never really said out loud, and I know this is like, I mean, I've told you and I like told my therapist, but it sounds horrible, and I guess judge me however you need to. But sometimes I just wish that she would die peacefully in her sleep, because my mom is getting older and one day she will die, and my sister has 3 children of her own. My brother is in no way like, he's not capable of taking care of her. They don't really get along. My dad doesn't really like my sister. Her name's Roxana. My dad doesn't really like Roxana, the younger one. I think he just thinks and sees her as a burden. And so what are they going to do? When
That's
push comes
scary.
to shove, I feel as if my mom and, my older sister is
Are there any like
as responsible as she can.
places?
I would not trust
Really?
any place. It's like, okay, I'm not just saying this just because I'm just saying it. I had a younger cousin who was in a facility. It was supposed to be like a nun-run facility, but she had bruises on her and she had a big, huge burn mark on her hand. Damn. And I just I did not feel comfortable being there. I had visited her. Her mom had died, and they had found, this is my little cousin, they had found her rolling around in trash, eating trash on the street at 2 years old. So she was taken and to this place, this like nun church, whatever it was, to help kids and orphans. And I felt like it was a really beautiful place. I mean, it was really like organized and well put together, but it just felt eerie. And then you think of like mental places and institutes, just how I see them here. And I've heard about so many abuse stories here
in
America that I don't know better in Peru. I don't know.
And like elderly homes, right?
And so much abuse. I have so many stories on that, but that's not here or there. And I'm just scared because I think that, I hate to say it, but it's the truth. My little cousin who had gotten taken off the streets and put into an orphanage, She was in there for a while, and my mom would come and visit her when she could, give her money when she could, give her food when she could. And it was a bummer because her dad somehow found out where she was. Didn't want her as a baby, but when she turned like 6, yeah, 5 or 6, she he petitioned the courts and said he was going to take care of her, and then took her out one day and took her to some rural community, and I guess was using her and like was selling her. And my mom caught wind of that and ran up there and took her back, like stole her. And now she lives with my mom. But okay, if they're doing that to her when my little cousin, she was 6 and she was verbal, she's fine. She's able to, talk for herself. What are they going to do to my sister who's nonverbal, who can't communicate in any kind of way? You're going to either put her on the streets, she'll end up on the streets, or she'll end up in a facility. And I don't fucking trust that. That's the first person you're going to go after. And so, like, when I say I wish she would die peacefully in her sleep, I just, like, fuck. She's already being abused, and I can't do shit about that. That fucking breaks my heart. And then, like, to think of her on the fucking streets, like, fuck. Not to say that I don't think my older sister would ever want that. But, like, I don't know how she would be able to accommodate my younger sister, and I don't know. Her husband isn't for it, so it's just a sad thing. And her birthday came up, and I send everybody money on their birthdays, and usually I see like celebration photos and stuff, and I was bummed out because on her birthday I didn't see anything, like as if they didn't properly celebrate her like they do everybody else. This fucking sucks. And then I had messaged my sister the next day because I was like, hey, like, is Roxana okay? She's like, yeah, sorry, we didn't celebrate yesterday because I didn't get home really late from work, and we took her out today. And they had posted pictures online, but they had this big, huge family shot, right? But my little sister wasn't in the picture. It was just everybody else except my little sister, and my dad was taking the picture. And then there was another random picture of my sister. And I dig into things. So I looked at the chair that my sister was at and the food and everything compared to everybody else's food. And, I analyzed and like scrutinized things. And it just bothered me because whoever she was sitting next to had like a black shirt on. But nobody in that photo had a black shirt on. So what did you do? Like sit her at another table? Like, or did you just tell her to get out of the picture? Like, why wasn't she, if she was there with you and you're celebrating their birthday, her birthday out to eat, why isn't she there?
That makes me really sad. That makes me really upset. And then it makes me feel angry. Like, I feel angry towards your mom and towards your dad and towards your sister and towards anybody who has any responsibility of her every day, because in my eyes, I can't see how I can be nice or cordial or friendly with somebody who I know they are aiding to the hurt, to the degradation of somebody else who can't help themselves. And I don't know how I would handle that at all. But I always want to strive. I guess I'll be honest with you guys. I want to strive to be a good person. I want to strive to just leave a good impression on people and not make ripples and not cause waves, and understand that things aren't as simple as, or yes, black and white as I'm thinking in my mind, but certain things, my heart sometimes, it has this like potent strain of feeling that can either feel really sad, really happy, or just really angry. And when I hear things like that, it just provokes this very just horrible feeling, because I too, like, it bothers me when I hear things of people who can't help themselves, and just think of, where my brain goes is, oh, well, I don't know them, so I can't really help them. But if I did know them, how they would know that I don't approve of that, and that it does affect me kind of on a grander scheme, I think like knowing that Russia is doing these horrible things to the Ukraine, and knowing that the United States and England can do something about it, and they can make it a problem, and they can make it an issue for Russia by sanctioning them, by letting them know, look, we do not stand by you in terms of the people who are in power. We do not agree with that, but we do love Russia, and we do respect and like what the Russian culture and people has done, but we do not like people in leadership, and we will let them know. And I don't know. I apologize for saying that. I don't mean to say anything about that. That was just the feelings that I feel, because I just feel bad, and I don't like somebody or people know like, oh, like, I'm sorry, like we didn't do it. Like, my mind was like, fuck you. Like, the fuck, like, shame on you. You know better. I don't care if you're my mom. I don't care if you're my sister, or you're just a random friend that I know. Like, if I know that, like, dude, what the fuck? like act right, act proper, or else I'm not gonna want to hang out with you. Like, that's just simple. I don't want to be associated with you, because I don't want to be around people like that. Like, maybe that's how you live, but that's not how I live. But that's, like I said, that's just like my pure raw like current emotion about all of that. But it does make me feel bad that, you know, they do little things that maybe single her out, and it just maybe even feels worse that she might not even be aware of that, or even more worse that she is aware of that.
That's the problem, is she is. And it's like, I'm not just saying that to say it. I'm not just, you know, I don't 100% know for a fact, but what I do know is she was able to communicate with me in different ways. And we used to play games and like play around, and have all these cute videos of her laughing and smiling, and she's a happy kid. She gets pissed. She gets mad when she should be getting mad. She gets happy when she should be getting happy. That tells me that she knows. That tells me she understands. And I guess like an example would be,
it would justify seeing whip marks on her and burn marks on her, because she does get angry. And when somebody gets angry, you either work with them and cope with them, or you bring the iron fist down and say, I'm not even having this. You're not even worth my time. It sucks to say, like, but you know, it's just.
Yeah, but she can't do that. So that's the problem, is like, she can't say like, fuck you, like, I don't want to do this.
But she does in her own way, which is why they say.
Yeah.
You know, unfortunately.
And I never saw, I saw her get angry once, and that was because I woke up and I went downstairs for breakfast, and my mom was cutting her hair a little bit, and it's just because my sister, you know, gets into so much stuff, and she wanted to cut it to make it a little bit easier to handle, and my sister didn't like it. She wanted her hair long, and it's things like that, you know, that really make a difference, and that you can understand that they know and that they're there. So yeah, it's just been, I guess, weighing heavy on my mind. I would love to say like, fuck you, I don't want to, you know, support you in any way anymore, but like, it just
just
sucks.
like being even just honest about it.
I have been.
Like I don't know how I would say is, to me, it's obviously, what have they said first?
When I was down there, I saw the whip, and I said, this is what you use on my sister, and everybody got quiet, and I said like, it got really loud, and I was like, you can't do this. I said, no more. And I had tried to explain to them, like, you can teach her things, but nobody has. Sorry. You know what's really fucking pissing me off is those fucking dogs next door. They're mad loud. So if you can hear them on here, like,
yeah, I guess that makes sense. But I mean, maybe you can do things to help curb that, you know, by saying like, I don't know, maybe this is completely the wrong way to go about it. But in my mind, this is what I'd do if it were my family. I say, look, like, why, for some reason, I don't believe that you didn't have it, or that you forgot that you're going to do another day. I don't appreciate seeing in this photo that my sister is over there in the corner, or not getting the food that you're getting. That's fucking rude and disrespectful. And you're going to treat my sister with respect on the camera. And as long as I see it, because the minute if I see something not going right, you're going to know about it. And if I'm going to have to stop sending you money to show you that I'm serious about that, then I will, because I believe all members of my family should be treated like equally. And I'm not gonna be nice about it, because, you know, you're not nice to her about it. So you don't gain that respect of me at the moment. and take it like that, I guess, a little bit, because it kind of puts the fire under them consistently. It makes them want to include her, maybe if it might be for immoral reasons, but what is the reason itself is that it stops. It shows that she is maybe attempted to be taken unequal to a certain extent, maybe with little things like, oh, be mindful of like how much cake you give her, because if we take a picture, if Megan sees that, okay, we got to, okay, here. And then, it might not do something like what I think about is the end of Watchmen, where Dr. Manhattan, I don't know if any of you are familiar, but Dr. Manhattan is like this almighty superpower, and he is on the America side until one day 2 nuclear power plants go off in America, in Manhattan, and America is finally acknowledging that Dr. Manhattan is the real enemy and the real threat, and it forces America to make amends with Russia, that was a communist, the USSR. And so effectively Dr. Manhattan was targeted by the whole world, and the whole world viewed him as an enemy, and all of the Watchmen who were getting this lecture by one of the other guys were saying, this is exactly what you wanted, Dr. Manhattan. You wanted peace, and I gave you peace. And he's like, but at what cost? Everybody hates Dr. Manhattan. They're going to know the truth that you set this up. And he's like, but why would you do that? You would eliminate peace. That's the whole goal. That's what everybody wanted here, right? Peace. And they're like, yes, but peace on a lie. And he's like, but it's still peace. And they didn't know what to say. And so I guess that's like that interesting theory where it's like you get like something, even though it's based on something that isn't maybe truth, it still is represented as a potential good thing because somebody benefits or everybody benefits.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm just sorry. I don't mean to say anything. I'm just talking like how I feel.
It's just like when I send them money to pay off their houses, I asked for the receipt, the receipts, and I got them. I try to tread water lightly with them because I'm not trying to cause problems. I am trying to stand up when I need to. I am aware of certain things. It's not a very normal family unit. It's not like I can just go straight to my mom and say, because she's the primary caregiver, hey, like, you're fucking up. Do this or do that. Right now, my sister leaves Sunday night and is gone until Friday night. She's doing that until December. She gets to take 2 of her kids with her to teach in a different city. And then her son is left behind with the dad. So it's like really hard to communicate with her right now, and she's really struggling. She has to leave one of her kids back for 5 days a week, and there's a lot going on down there, and it's hard to look at something like, yes, like I want to stand up, I want to say certain things, but it is also hard coming from like such a privileged like environment right now, where if my mom was doing something, I could go straight to her and talk to her and explain what I saw, be very critical, be able to express things and communicate the way I want to. But if I went to my sister, who's the only one, her and my brother, the only one I can communicate through, and I said what I needed to say, and then she takes that information to my mom, it's fucking shitty. But who gets in trouble but my sister? Who gets shamed on? Who gets abused? My sister. My older sister, who I'm communicating with.
Well, like for me, I would write that to your mom, your dad, and your sister.
She doesn't read.
Neither
my dad
read?
doesn't. My dad doesn't read
then
Spanish.
I would do a voice memo. I don't know.
I can't.
I would have somebody do it.
Yeah.
Because I guess the same thing happened with me and my history, right? With, I had to do something, and it was at the cost of losing every single person who had any love or any respect or admiration for me. And I did that based on not even something that was an act, but the idea of something that could potentially hurt somebody close to me. I'll go scorched earth policy every day, all day, because like you, I guess the one thing that you instilled in me is that it's to say something before it's too late, to do something before you can't do anything because it already happened. And I took that lesson, and I feel amazing with what I did. It hurts knowing that somebody who had a lot of love for me specifically despises me and hates everything that I am as a human being, because I put them on notice and I took their very private information and threw it in the center of everything, and I made it very public, but I got my point across. And then hate me, then I am the devil to you. And that's okay, because I can sleep a little better knowing that like I am that.
I think that maybe next weekend when my sister is at home, maybe I can like find a way. I mean, I do have friends who can translate. It's just like hard. It's a hard subject. It's a hard like thing to go through, especially like, and I know it sounds like I'm making up excuses, and maybe I am, but it's hard to take a family who has done things their whole life one way and then to try to come in and be like, I'm not there and all I do is help with money, but let me tell you how it should be. Let me tell you how you should be running your household. It's uncomfortable, but like I've done it before.
But maybe go into it more of like a questioner first, like may I ask why you use that form of punishment, or maybe what specifically are they doing that requires that? Are they acting up? Like are they hitting you? Or I'm just asking. I'm just curious, because I'd like to know the specifics, and if they don't give it to me, like, and they're weird about it, then I'd be like, I think that's not okay, because I'm just trying to understand why somebody's being treated that way, and you're not telling me the real reason. So now I'm kind of getting a little frustrated, and just like put a little heat on them. It's not like going there like guns blazing, like bam, 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 sanctions.
That's like the hard thing for me, I guess, too, is because like I'm very 0 to 100 kind of girl, and I have a really hard time of coming in like 50%.
Oh, busted.
Oh no.
Oh, busted.
Sorry.
I have a very hard time like coming in calm. Like the prime example was yesterday with that woman on the bike, and she had said something to you, and I got kind of loud with her. Well, I got pretty loud with her, and it's hard to try to be calm and tread easy when somebody's doing something like that, and not to come in like so harsh. But like also I'm understanding too, like with Maya, that patience and like loving kindness is the best way to approach any kind of situation, even like if they piss you off or make you super mad, to just calm down and try to assess the situation at a different level and how you would want somebody to kind of come to you. And that's exactly what I did with Maya this weekend, even though I got so angry for the reason she was angry, because I'm just like, this makes no sense. Why are you sitting there pouting like you're dead ass ruining my day? Of course, that's what I wanted to say.
And she's like, this makes no sense. I was promised something and it didn't happen. Yeah. I don't like this.
And so you're she's like, mad, and I'm like, that's the silliest thing to get upset about.
That's everything to her.
Yeah.
Like when, I'm sure you remember the first time you were let down
by
a family member.
I guess like for me, the thing is, okay, so really quick. Maya had gone to the library on Thursday. It was a field trip, and we didn't sign up to go. Well, first of all, I didn't know if I could go to a field trip because I'm not a biological parent or biological family. So I didn't know. So when Sam was trying to fill out paperwork and stuff for it, he didn't know if he could go. So we just kind of left it blank. And then the night before, she was really upset. She had said like she wanted one of us to go, and we said, we didn't fill out paperwork for it. And I had talked to her teacher the other day when I picked her up, and her teacher did say that it was filled. And so she was really upset, and then she came home. You went to go pick her up, and she wanted to go to the library. She said she wanted you to read a few books, but then you said, this was a really, really busy and stressful day for you.
Yeah.
You're working a few jobs right now, so it was kind of catching up to you. And you had come home, and you had told her you'll get her ice cream instead, and that you'll try to take her after. And I don't know what kind of communication she didn't hear, but she had sat in the front of the house. I'm trying to do work. She didn't want to come in. You said you had to carry her home because she was so upset.
Yeah, I kind of messed up because I told her that she never confirmed with me, and I ended up just taking initiative just to continue with work, but she had told me that she wanted to go to the library with me, but that she didn't want me to bring my work laptop because she wanted to spend all day just reading with me, and that I told her that I mean I could go with her, but I need to bring my work laptop because I need to do work. She wouldn't accept the fact that I had to do work. So when I got home, I just decided to do work, and then so then she was waiting for me because I told her that, or you could wait for me like in the hallway and then I can go get my laptop. We can go. But I guess she never told me or confirmed with me on that.
Yeah,
even
what
though
you guys were
I
gonna
did
do.
ask her and she said, but I don't want you to be on your laptop. But I was like, but I'm going to need to be on my laptop. So then there was no
Yeah.
confirmation. So maybe that's why she was there.
Yeah, and I just
Because-
got tight because, like, you have been so stressed out. We're trying to figure all this stuff out, and then you're really stressed out with that. And so I was just kind of like, this is silly for you to literally make your dad carry you home because he has a really bad back. It's silly that you're sitting there pouting and you're not taking off your stuff. Like, just come in and relax. This is all, like, in my head. I didn't say any of this. But I just, to be honest, I turned over to look at her and she's just pouting and I let her be. And I was like, in this moment of me kind of being upset, I'm going to kind of ignore it because I don't want to say something or do something that I, will kind of catapult and snowball and whatever. So I chilled with my computer for like literally 2 minutes because I can't stand when either of you are mad. I can't work. And so
welcome to my life.
So I literally like just went into you and I just confirmed like, hey, she's sitting there. She's waiting for you to go. Are you going to go? Yes or no? And you're like, I have to work right now. So I told her, hey, like your dad's not going to be able to go to the library. It's a pretty crappy day out right now. How about tomorrow? I will pick you up from school and we will go to the library and read as many books as you want. Was it Wednesday or Thursday? I don't remember. And I said, yeah, and I told her, and then I told her it's all right, and I explained to her why I was kind of upset about you carrying her because your back is really bad right now. And I also said that, your dad's doing his best, but he can't just drop work, at a flip of a dime. And his work is a little bit more, although he does work from home, it's a little bit more strict than mine is. And so I will wake up earlier and I'll get my work done so I can be full focus, full attention on Maya. And she was really happy and she's like, okay. She got all her stuff Oreo. Just chilling.
Oreo break.
She got all her stuff off and like then she was fine and she relaxed and I'd given her a hug. It was nice because I was able to
ice cream in the fridge on deck.
Yeah, and it was nice to just be able to like I feel like I de-escalated a situation that could have blown up. And so kind of going back to my sister and my family in Peru, it's a little bit harder just because I'm not aware of their tells, right? I can tell when Maya's like balling up her fist ready to like just be super angry. I can tell when she's more sad than angry. I can tell when she's lying.
But that's, I think too, that comes with like just being observant.
And that's what I'm saying is like, I don't know that with them.
Well, I mean, like in terms of, being observant at first glance, because it's not like you have a bunch of information to assess them. You have past memories of talks with them. It might not be recent, but just to doubling down on them and just asking questions and making like being very aware of like how they react to the specific things that they're asked. Maybe like if you do it live, to just
they're very like defensive like me. They're very like, it was funny because I had brought up.
And that's like one of those things, sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off, but one of those things that like, is like, if you can try and understand that and learn how to handle yourself with yourself, that will ultimately like be a gate. I think that like opens to helping you come across to other people better when especially when they're like you, like my mom. I'm just like, I try. I like.
How can I teach these kids?
I know, but my mom heard me once with that because
once out of the 10,000 times you guys.
All you need is one, right? You can try an equation 50 billion times, and all you need it to work is one time.
Yeah,
and it'll work.
It's true. Just an ongoing thing that is like, in my head I have a lot of deterrents. We won't get into those for why. I say certain things to my family and what I say, but. I know I need to be a little bit more positive and know that there can possibly be change and that there can be, I guess just change and progression. Yeah. So I'm trying to do my best here. And I feel like, what is this, week 3 that we've been waking up at? This week 2 or 3. I was trying to think about it. That we've been waking up at 4 a.m. and just trying to.
I think this is gonna be week 3
coming up.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, and this is week 3 of our podcast. So, what is that called again? Sorry, now that I cried, I feel like
consistency.
yeah, there you go. I feel like a lot of energy is just shoved out of me, and my body's like depleted right now.
Yeah, I literally, from the moment this podcast happened, I saw like a whole, like from 1 to 100 back to 1 intensity and like in your face.
Yeah.
I'm just like, oh, just like along for the ride. But
sorry.
No, it's fine. It's human nature. It's a human experience.
My emotions on my sleeve a lot.
That's good. It's like, I think the worst thing is like when people don't show how they're feeling, because it's like, look, like I just want to help or not help or listen, or just let me know, like let me know what I can do.
Yeah.
And the easier it is for you to tell me, the easier I can understand it, and the easier you give me the ability to say I'm gonna help you, or I'm gonna be there with you, or I don't know, maybe I'll just let you be. And you're like,
so interesting. And like yesterday was really funny because we were talking, I think we were in the shower, after the shower, and you had, I was talking to you about like this procedure I have to go get done, but I don't want to go do it. And you were trying to compare it to like your fear of needles. And I was so pissed off because I didn't like how you were comparing it, because I was like, in my head, what the fuck? I just wanted him to say.
And in that word, you already just told me how you were processing it, because
and I was so happy. I was
relating. You were comparing, but I was relating.
But I was happy with myself that I told you that, like, hey, this is what I wanted you to say. I didn't want you to compare it. I wanted you to just be more supportive. And it was like one of the first times I was able to actually communicate to you, like, what I needed in the moment, instead of assuming that.
And you know what's interesting? The whole reason why I brought that up was because I was trying to show you that, like, I did that too. Like, I faced my fear, and I did it for the betterment of myself and listening to you. And I was just like proud of myself saying that. And then I was like, got shot out of the sky with like a ICBM or some shit, because you took it like, I could totally understand why you took it like that, because it was a relatability thing. And you're just like, what the hell? Like, how you could relate these two things. And I'm just like, it's subliminal. But like, in the sense of like, I just want you to be okay. And I took one for the team, like for us to like,
as a whole,
do it.
Yeah.
You know, but I understand.
I feels it. I feel like I'm trying to communicate.
Yeah. No, I mean, like, that was really good that you were able to let me know. It's like, I know exactly how, like, and people like say there's some things that you can't say to a woman when she's angry, because nothing you say will like make anything better. So it's best to just like stop talking. And that's how I felt after I was trying to like let you know
when you're trying to explain your
why I was I was just like, this is not helping. You were just sorry.
I kept just looking at you like a dead blank stare.
Yeah, and I was, like, can you?
In my head, I was like, are you done?
I'm done getting my stuff. I'm gone. Yep. Sorry. But
yeah,
so yeah.
Communication.
Yeah, I think you'll only get better. So.
Yeah, it was funny. One more thing on that. I could feel my blood boiling when you had tried to say like, oh, I had a shot and that's the same kind of thing. My blood was just like I just feel my head come off. And so that's why I was just super proud of myself in that moment of like keeping my voice down, but still like showing you I was upset. I was like, ooh, let's keep working on this. But yes, we digress.
Yeah.
And it is now 6:10, and we have a bunch of things to do before Monday starts. But I'm going to, and the groceries are coming soon. I'm so excited.
Yeah, I'm hungry.
Me too. Emotions like make me hungry.
Yeah.
Anyways, let's wrap this up so I can edit it out, and we will see you guys next week.
Hope you enjoyed this episode. You can always reach out to us and talk to us. We'll definitely have further explanations on anything. if you want to talk or share your experiences about life, anything that relates to it. But yeah, like you said, take care, and we'll see you next week. Peace.